Great, great. Man, it was a beautiful one out there today, and man, I was excited all day for tonight. So I'm glad it's
Big
finally
deal.
here.
It's finally here, man. I had a chance
Yeah.
to do one of my other passions. Got some fishing in today.
All right.
Caught caught some bass and in prep and listening and kind of preparation for tonight. Tonight's a good one,
Mhm.
man. I'm so thankful and humbled, man. We've been doing this for a while now, a couple years.
Yeah.
We always say a couple of our main reasons for doing this. You and I both love softball. We
Yep.
love showing that respect. We always come back to this. Women should have that
Yep.
same respect the male athletes do, and nobody.
Absolutely.
Our favorite way of showcasing that is softball, and there's a powerful influence. Maddie Espinosa from WSU, we'll bring on a second. Great infielder, lucky number 13. What
Yep.
this girl has done for WSU to communicate the brand, to communicate sportsmanship, and to communicate what we stand for in this world of softball. It's
Yep.
uncanny. So,
Yep.
Dane, we've been itching to get her on for a long, long time. So the time's finally here. Didn't even say anything because we were so anxious about it. Didn't even put a teaser out. So excited to bring on the one and only Maddie Espinosa. Maddie, how are you this evening?
I'm wonderful. So excited to be on the show.
Appreciate you, Maddie.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. Can't thank you
Uh,
enough. I know you're always
I,
busy with school and softball as well. So thank you.
No problem. Never too busy for the show.
I love
All
it.
right.
I gotta say thank you to Maddie, Dane's daughter, Sid, and my daughter Reagan. It's cool. We thought it was cool. We've had like rock stars on things like that. She's like, "Yo, you got Maddie. That's pretty cool." So you helped
Yeah.
me get cooler in the eyes of my daughter too. So I appreciate
Yeah.
Let's
that.
Yeah. What, what,
Let's
which,
go.
which, which is no small feat when you have,
Yeah.
teenagers.
Teenagers, yeah. So appreciate that. So Maddie, I'm going to dive into these questions. Obviously, we before the presence that we know you at WSU, the powerhouse, kind of the vocal leader, just that
Yeah.
that presence of Wooshock that you are. I know high school, you're a high school baller, but even before that, maybe you take me back to the days. Maybe it's like Little League or 8U, 10U. When did you get the itch to start playing softball? Where did this all begin for you as a softballer?
So I grew up, I'm the youngest of four. So all my older siblings played baseball and softball. And I remember being 5 years old and them taking me out in the backyard and just honestly just crapping on the ball to me, like hitting line drives. And they're like, you got to do it. You got to get it. Like always on me about it. And then my sister played softball and I always looked up to her. So whenever it was like my turn to start, T-ball and machine pitch, I was in it and I took
Mm.
it serious. I was like, no, this is my time to shine. And
Go.
I really went with it.
So is
Nice.
that like 6, 8U? I mean, you were all in from that early age, right? Like
Oh yeah,
young.
I was
Got
fully
you.
committed. I would go out and practice every day. My dad always took me out to practice because he was a
Okay.
coach in the past and everything. He coached me a little bit whenever I was growing up as well.
Mm.
Coach
Mm.
Dad, nothing like it, Dane, huh?
Yeah.
Coach Dad, that's awesome. Did you dance around the field too and play different positions? I'm assuming like did you try everything
Yeah.
before settling on infield or
So I was actually a catcher and a third
okay.
baseman growing up predominantly until I hit around maybe 13
Okay.
or so. And then I was
Mhm.
a middle infielder. But then I came here as a middle infielder slash utility. And then last fall, they moved me into the outfield. So
Yeah.
I've kind of been all over the place. Sometimes they have me catching bullpens because they're like, you're the only one that isn't a catcher that could frame the ball and
Yeah.
block and things like that. So yeah, and I caught in high school too. I was an all regional
Okay.
catcher in high school, but I
Okay.
was recruited as a middle infielder.
Yeah, my bad. I knew about the outfield change this year. I just feel like it's 2023 for some reason, so my bad.
No,
For the
it's okay.
clarification, they go ahead, man, on that next one. It's awesome.
Now, whenever you were younger and you got the itch to play softball, did you maybe even try dip your toe in any other sports at that young age as well?
Mm.
Oh yeah, I played select soccer until I was around
Mhm.
13. I was a I was a soccer player in high school as well. I quit. I played my first like 2 years and I went back my junior. I don't wait, no. My freshman year I played and then
Running
I
together.
stopped my sophomore year because I wanted to get recruited for softball and I was like I
Mhm.
have to put all my priorities into this because that's what I want to do in college. And I wanted to get a scholarship and I wanted to go Division 1. And so I stopped playing and then I went back my junior year and they automatically were like, "Oh, you're on varsity." And I was like, "Oh, no, no, don't you don't have to do that. I don't want to do that." And they're like, "No, like you're going to be a starter." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Not really ready for that." So I
Wow.
played
Yeah.
soccer in high school as well.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
nice. Now
And
do
they
you feel
always
like,
wanted me to wrestle. I didn't
Let's go.
wrestle though because it wasn't changed yet where there was females and
Mhm.
males like separated. My brother was a college wrestler and we would like he would practice on me, so I learned some of the things that
Yeah.
went into wrestling and they really wanted me to do it. And I was like, I
yeah.
can't. Like I'm already playing softball in the fall and soccer in the spring on top of like doing travel ball training and everything.
Oh yeah.
Nonstop.
We have something in common with being the youngest of four. Whenever you were talking about your older siblings throwing you around a little bit, I went to that same thing. All of my brothers were wrestlers as well. So I'm with you on that one. And so do you think that some of those early days of playing soccer and through high school as well, do you think a lot of those skills kind of translated over to the softball diamond that maybe helped you become a better player?
Mm,
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that soccer kept me in shape
Mhm.
yeah.
because I was a wing mid, so I did all the
Ooh.
running,
Yeah.
all the
Mhm.
crossing. I was defensive and offensive, so I that kept me in shape, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
And I think that the quick movements with soccer, like the dribbling, it's really like softball is hand-eye coordination,
Right.
but soccer's the opposite. So
Yeah.
what I was lacking with like my bottom half, I gained with soccer, and I think that it
Mm.
did translate into softball because it made me quicker, it made me anticipate, just better.
Now I
Mm.
understand your
Yeah.
base
Yeah.
running. It's
Yeah.
totally makes sense now. Now I understand why you can. Yeah, yeah, it makes total sense now. Looking at a body of work, and I know Coach Dad comes up a lot. I know that Coach B is a great influence. We know that.
Coach B is
The
my
stat,
favorite person alive.
yes, awesome. Coach, when Coach finally, I got to say this, Coach B, I love her for this. Finally, she says, "Okay, Josh," because I called her one time at practice. She goes, "I'll do it. Can we stop calling now?" And it was like she was being loving about it. But Coach B, right? Okay, well, I'll call you after
She's the boss
practice.
lady.
Yeah, she's
Oh
awesome,
yeah.
man. So,
Absolutely.
but obviously we know Coach B and Dad, but is there maybe it's a few players or your circle? Because now you have this influence that you as an upperclassman, and I see it like watching it at the game, even last week, people come to you, you have that influence that now you're
Yeah.
casting on others. But is there maybe a couple players, maybe extended coaching staff, that's kind of left a mark on you in your career so far?
Yeah,
Mm.
most certainly. I think that Sid McKinney was a big influence on
Yeah.
me. I mean, just like her leadership, she wasn't extremely vocal. She became more vocal her senior year, but obviously because she had to step
Hmm.
up. But I
Yeah.
think that she led by example, or Neely Hearing. They
Hmm.
were big influences on me. We called each other, she was my black knight and I was her white knight.
Yeah.
And we're yin and yang and we went
Yeah.
together really well. And I think that like just watching her grow and watching her develop as a person on and off the field inspired me. And I think that's the same thing that happened with
Yeah.
Sid. Because the ways they developed was just it was a sight to see.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Neely and I love Sid and I was very close to both of them. And when they graduated, I was heartbroken,
Mm.
but they were great influences because they just came in every day and gave everything they had.
The
They might have
grind.
not
Yeah.
Yeah.
been as vocal as me because I'm very vocal,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love
very
it.
loud, very
Yeah.
high energy, and they're
Love
the
it.
opposite. But I still was like, I don't know, they were great role models. And I
Yeah.
think that
Showed
in
it.
the
Yeah.
coaching staff,
Yep.
Coach
Love
E
her.
is my favorite. She is, I don't know, she's a humble queen because a lot of the time people don't realize her impact and she doesn't
Yep.
even realize her impact of how especially like her and Coach B they level each other out
Mhm.
because Coach B she's the boss lady she
Yeah.
Right.
is and she deserves that title because she's got it like that
Yeah.
and Coach E she's really like sweet and more quieter and I think that they
Yeah.
just level each other out perfectly
Mhm.
and Coach E, she doesn't understand that whenever she talks to us, she has this sense of like calming us. Like I don't know what it is, but she is very good at communicating with us and getting us to calm down or relax a little bit. And I don't know, she's just an amazing person. She's also very caring. They care about us on and off the field. The things they do are just, it's amazing. I
I
love
love that.
coaching. I
You
love
can
her.
see that.
Yeah.
You can definitely see that in times interacting with Coach E and of course Coach B. They bring you in as family to them. I think didn't she say one time like annually she has you guys over for Thanksgiving. She was talking about getting all of you together, and it's just constantly like you're the family to her, right? So I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
I call Coach B and Coach E, they're like my cool aunts.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead, Dan.
love them. I love
Yeah.
them. They've been such a good support system for me.
Mhm.
Like they've gotten me through some really rough times in my life. Like you wouldn't expect me to have anything crazy. I'm only 22 years old, but life brings some struggles, and I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
like my team is always very expressive of how important and significant I am and how I impact them. But like my team and my coaches have honestly saved me so many times. And I think
Yeah.
that's what separates our program from a lot of different other programs is that we focus on building that chemistry and building a family. Like it's not just softball. And I think
Hmm.
Mhm.
that's what separates us. And it's easier for people to say, "Oh, we have a great program. We're all very connected." No. Like we are
Yeah, true.
very
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah.
We're very comfortable with each other. I mean, and Coach B, she's going to be that boss lady. She's going to tell
Yeah.
you, "Hey, you need to pick it up today in practice."
Yep.
But
Yeah.
she's also the first person to praise you when you do good.
Yeah.
I
And
think you
I
said
think
something
that
that
is just amazing.
You said
Yeah.
something that we kind of hit on. Dane and I have mentioned many times over the course of this show, Maddie. It's softball is that safe place. You go there when you have life problems, when you have struggles. They mentions this even with some of the youngers when you're doing the 12, 14 U's.
Mhm.
This is the safe place, right, Dan, where they can come and
Yeah.
feel that shelter when they are going through real life, right, Dan? So
Yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes I'm sure you've seen it yourself or experienced yourself with your teammates. Sometimes you can lean on them a different way than you lean on your parents or siblings, which is
Mm.
it's a great balance to have in at home and also with your team and to feel that safeness and with each other. Does Coach B kind of encourage that kind of environment? So if you're maybe more vocal than the other, she says, "Okay, go ahead, take your personality, and bring it to others, and
Mm.
let's
I
see if
think
we all
that
can come together."
Coach B is definitely she encourages all of us to be who we are and to
Mhm.
spread the love everywhere. I think
Mm.
that
Yeah.
she makes it apparent that we need to build chemistry because you can have all the talent you want in the world. You
Yeah.
can. You could be really good, but if you don't have chemistry and you don't have a connection
Hmm.
on and off the field, you're never going to produce.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to be as
Absolutely.
successful as you could be.
That's true.
Because when you're out there and you're playing with your best friends and you know that they have your back, it's easier to trust in them,
I
Yeah.
like
even
that.
just in
Absolutely.
softball.
I'm taking
Yeah.
that, Maddie. That's my next tattoo. I got your back. I'm taking that, and I'm gonna put like a catcher, kind of going like this. I got your back. I got it.
Hey, that's
You just gave my
that
next
my
tattoo
roommate's
idea.
a catcher. Let's go.
Let's go. I like it. I
Laney
dig
and
that.
Bailey, they're my
Let's go.
roommates.
Let's go.
You've probably seen me. I scream. I'm always like, "That's my
Yeah.
roommate.
Yeah, I've seen
That's
it.
my
Yeah.
roommate."
I got your
Yeah, they're
back. I
the
love it.
best. I love them.
Love it. Let's
They're
go.
big influences in like on me as well.
It's so
Yeah.
cool,
They've got
Maddie.
me through a lot.
It's so cool how like what's cool about you, and we intentionally chased you down. And I love how there's this humble, I think the kids, I'm old, but the kids say humble brag, I think, where you're like talking about your teammates, which is so cool. But we're like, man, we love Maddie. We love all of you. We're talking about you. You can't even get away. You can't help yourself. You're so kind and so loving.
Yeah.
It just bubbles out of you to talk about others. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Help me out, Dane, because I love
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Well, I was just want to ask, now that you're in the middle of the season, you guys are making that final push to get,
Yeah.
obviously to regionals and obviously to Oklahoma City. What are some of maybe your personal goals for the remaining of the season and
Mm.
also the team goals that you guys have set?
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I think what I'm looking for right now is, college sports are coming to an end for me is just to have no regrets. Go through
Mhm.
every practice, every lift, every game, knowing that I gave my full energy and my full focus.
Mm.
Like
Mhm.
it doesn't matter if I'm on the field or not on the field. Your impact is very important
Yeah.
in any
Hmm.
aspect. And it
Love that.
takes the full 22 to do what we need to do. And that's
Man.
just the truth. That's why we have a saying where now we say 1, 2, 3, 22 strong, because
Yeah.
it's going to take all 22.
Man.
And I think that I just want to look back on at the end of the year and say, hey, I gave it what I had. I gave what I had to the program. I left everything on the field.
Mhm.
And I think that's just my end goal. And I think for the team, our end goal is always to make that postseason.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a very talented team. Right now,
Yeah.
we're in a little bit of a rough spot. And that's okay, though,
Yeah.
because, I mean, I'm
Still
sorry,
time.
but who doesn't like a story where you come back up?
Right.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
got to
yeah.
flex
Absolutely.
on them and come back.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's
Absolutely.
really
absolutely.
what we're going to do. And
We
I
have no
have
doubt.
full trust.
We have
And
no doubt.
I think that, yes, these last couple weekends we've been a little bit on the rough side, but I think that we have a lot to look forward to. I mean, we've
Yeah.
held our ground with top 25 teams, top 10 teams.
Yep.
We have the it factor. I
Yeah.
think it's just putting those little details together so
Mhm.
that we can, come out on top. We're having really close games right now, but if we fix those little details like Coach B always says, then we will be on top. And
Mm.
when we're on it, we're on it. We're unbeatable. It doesn't matter who you are. And I think that right now our goal is just to make it to that postseason, kind of reel it in, find ourselves a little bit again, and just go all out. I
I
mean,
think it's
Shocker Nation provides
yeah,
the energy.
sure
Yeah.
does. Well, I think it's cool, Maddie and Dana. I hear this. What's neat when you're talking about, you know, no doubt in my mind, slump or not, you guys are going to get there. I know you are. It's cool because
Mm.
I knew you guys are literally world renowned. I think about soccer, softball. There's times when I hear soccer, softball brought up even more than pro teams because you guys are a brand. You are a
Yeah.
powerhouse. Everyone knows soccer, softball. It is worldwide. What you guys have done, established the mark that you have left. You hear soccer, softball all the time. So if a team, a presence, an entity like you and you guys can admit, hey, sometimes we just got to scale it back and refocus, that gives
Yeah.
all the hope in the world of some of these 16U, 12U, 14U. It's
Yeah.
the same concept when you're at the top like you guys are, all the way down to these eights and these littles. Like it's the same concept. Sometimes you
Yeah.
go through slump. It's okay. There's always another game to play the next day or the next week. I love what you're saying, Maddie, because it gives everybody hope. I love that
Yeah.
message. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Struggle's just a part of the journey. It's
Love
just a
that.
part of the
Absolutely.
journey.
That's
And
powerful.
nobody would want to do it if it was easy. So,
True.
it's only
So
temporary. You can
it
come out
is.
of it.
It is. Post softball college. You ever given any thought to, I know coaching is in your blood because I hear you talking all the time.
Yeah.
You think you're ever gonna do some coaching one of these days, or maybe?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Okay,
Over the summer I coached my niece's 12U team,
let's go.
and it was really fun. I don't know. I am a pretty broad person. I'm really down to do anything,
Mm.
and whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give my 100%.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I think that like my major brings a lot of things up. I could go into many different fields,
Yeah.
but I think that wherever I'm gonna go, I'm gonna bring the hype, and I'm gonna hype whatever I'm doing up because why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Well, I
Like
would love if I could throw this out there, Maddie. I'd love to see you declare with AU popping off these days. Of course, OKC
Yeah.
Sparks, all these things. I'd love to see you go ahead and just declare and go pro. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to put that out there. Mic drop and walk away. But I'm hoping you consider that and declare because you definitely got the goods, and it'd be so cool
Yeah.
to see you on like one of these Spark teams, or that would be legit. So just give it some thought. You don't have to make the decision based off of me, but it's okay if you do as well.
I'd be willing to do anything. I'm
I love
always
that.
down. Anything with softball, I'm
I
good.
love
I'm
it.
in. I'm
I
there to
love it.
support.
It's awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to transition. I guarantee you, in all the media, all the press, all the things you've done, I promise you've never had a segment like this. This is what we're known for worldwide. All 30 countries that listen to the show, we have a segment that's called Rapid Fire. Now, what we
Mm.
do is we collaborate with our fans across the world. We get really weird. It's PG, but about to get really weird. And we're going to
Okay.
ask you questions. So check this out. It's 5 questions. You
Yep.
pick what you think you should say. Me and Dane, we bet we already have the questions and the answers written down. and me and Dane are betting on you. If I win, Dane gets me lunch. If Dane wins, I buy him lunch. So you can't say the wrong answer. You go off of what you think is right. It's a personality quiz about you, about Maddie Espinosa. Okay?
Okay.
Ready? So time doesn't exist. You can, if you've listened to the show, we can go back in time. There's no reality. This is just kind of a rando kind of personality test about you. Ready?
Okay.
So first question. They're making an event at in Tulsa this year. They're doing like a kind of play-in Tulsa tournament off the beaten path. In this kind of play-in softball tournament in Tulsa, this is specific to Tulsa. They wanted me to tell you that. They're doing a snowball dodgeball competition in Tulsa before a game. Now check this out. You can actually have a snowball partner, if that's even a thing, Dan, a snowball tag team partner, to like you and your partner against 2 other softballers. Your choices in the snowball fight in Tulsa is Scarborough or Kat Osterman can be your partners. Scarborough, Kat Osterman, who's going to be your snowball tag team partner?
Kat Osterman.
Let's go. I had you for that one. I had her. Dan, how about you, Dan?
Oh yeah, the legend.
Go.
Definitely.
They're both great.
You can't go wrong with that. Come on, be
Oh yeah, living legend.
That'd be some fastballs being
whip
thrown,
of that
some
arm.
rise balls with, some soft, like some snowball. I'd be packing it in. That's gonna leave some balls.
Yeah.
Let's go.
She's putting the movement on it.
Let's
sure.
go. That'd be cool to see. Like, I hope someday that's actually on TV. I like tuning in, like flipping the channels late at night. What is this? A snowball tournament? What is this? Let's go. Anyway, so next question. They call you up in Wichita. Legends of Shockers and things like that. They're gonna do a auction, a lot of celebrity auction stuff, and you get to have a guest host for this auction. Okay, you and this person can be the auctioneer, whatever the word is for that. Your choices, I love them both. You can choose Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle to be your partner in this
Kevin
auction.
Hart.
Oh my gosh, I got that
Short
wrong.
King.
Oh
Come
gosh.
on, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey,
Bring
I'm
it.
short. He's just Short King too.
Yeah, let's
Come
go.
on. We'd have a good time.
I had Chappelle. Dane, how about you, Dane? So.
Oh no, I had Kevin Hart. He wouldn't even have to slow. He wouldn't even have to speed up his talking. He just talks fast enough.
I love that.
Perfect for it. Perfect for it.
Man, okay. Well, you rarely beat me, Dane, so I got to bounce back now. Dane's beating me by 1. So next question. So check this out, Maddie, because we know this about you, that you are not shy. We love how vocal and how just outspoken you are. We love all of that. So 2 of these ladies say, hey, Maddie, we're sick tonight. They're popular lead singers of these. They're popular divas in the music world. They want you to take over and be the singer for their band for the night. They just call you and say, hey, I'm coming to Interest. I'm sick. I need you to just sing for me for the night and do my whole set. Your choices, which you can fill in for the night. Dane loves this one. You can fill in for the night for Lana Del Rey, or you can fill in for Billie Eilish. Lana, Billie, where are we going?
I think I'm filling in for Lana.
Oh my gosh, I am striking out. Oh my goodness. Dane, please tell me the shit,
I'm a
Billie.
low-key country fan. Rarely nobody knows that about me, but
Really?
I am in it to win it. I have a playlist of country that's
Okay.
like 6 hours long.
No kidding.
wow.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's your-
Everybody does not expect that from me, but I am into country.
Well,
So I got
I
the
would
top
say
of
which country. So like, who's your go-to artist right now in country? Curious.
Always Morgan Wallen.
Okay, got you. Okay, I got you. If you ever want to meet their drummer, let me know, because we're boys, so I can hook you up with his drummer. So yeah, let me know.
That's
so
dope.
we know a few people. So next question. So this is speaking of the cowgirl thing and kind of the Western thing that you do. You kind of have that gunslinger presence when you come on the field, kind of a Western thing, right? So this is you're making it to Oklahoma City this year, obviously, no doubt. And they're going to say, when you guys are announced for your game, this can be a little different. You get to ride in on a horse, like ride in kind of like Western style, like the music kind of have this crazy grand introduction as they introduce the team. What they don't tell you is not only do you get to ride in on a horse, you get to have one of these 2 awesome actresses announce you, like making her way to the field on this beautiful Stetson is Maddie Espinosa, right? And your choices to like MC you is Julia Roberts or Jennifer Lawrence. Julia Roberts, Jennifer Lawrence, gonna announce you in. Where are we going with this one?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Got one right. Thank God. I got one right. I finally got my first one right. Dane, what'd you have on that one, man?
I had Julia Roberts.
Let's go. Yeah.
You're making a comeback now.
She
man.
is a classic, though.
Yeah, it
Come
is
on.
classic.
Yeah.
She's a
So-
classic
But
gal.
wouldn't that be cool, Maddie, if you're like rolling into like the game and you're just like riding a horse, like rolling in and like you jump off on the base and just like you're in?
That would be
That'd
awesome.
legit.
I think I do a front flip.
Yeah,
I always
I know
tell
you
Coach
would.
B, I'm like, if we win this game, I'm doing a front flip. And she's like, no, you're not. Not off the
I love
bench,
it.
Maddie.
That's awesome. So last one. They're making a sequel to both of these. I'm a huge comic book nerd. We have comic book artists on the show. I love everything about comic books.
Yeah.
And I love how there's that strong final. Like, Harley Quinn has been popular lately, super popular. A lot of the leading ladies in DC. So you get cast to be the next leading lady in this upcoming DC movie, Maddie Espinosa. Okay. Now, they're both iconic. Check this out. You can be the next Batwoman. Love Batwoman. I'm just gonna say, or you can be the next Wonder Woman. Batwoman, Wonder Woman. Where are we going?
Hands down, Wonder Woman. That's my favorite superhero movie.
Dane, I owe you lunch. I had Batwoman. I'm striking out. Please tell me, Dane, what did you have on that one?
Oh yeah, Wonder Woman. Nope.
Okay.
The gauntlets.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. I think honestly that was just my fanboy coming out. How much I love anything Batman realm and all that. So, well, Maddie, thank you for being a good sport. Hopefully, in interviews and segments you've done, it's something a little different than what you're used to. So we appreciate you being a good sport in that segment. Okay. So last segment, I'll go over Dane for the last part. So,
Maddie, on this segment, we call it an open mic. We open up the floor to our guests to maybe talk to some of our younger viewers and listeners and maybe give them a word of advice or some encouragement from our guests. Is there maybe a mantra or possibly a philosophy that you've kind of carried through your life to help you through, your journey, and maybe you can leave one to them, a couple of words of wisdom to help, some of those girls that, or even younger athletes, artists, whatever they aspire to do, maybe along their path and kind of get them to that next level?
Yeah. So I was born premature. I was 4 months early. I was a 2-pound preemie. And every day I wake up and, even if it's going to be a rough day or it's going to be an amazing day, I always just have gratitude for what I have. I think that one of the biggest things in life is, you're going to go through struggles. People are going to doubt you, but you can always rise above that. Like I actually have a quote on my leg. It says, be stronger than the doubt, because you're going to doubt yourself and people are going to doubt you. But at the end of the day, your journey is your journey and you can choose it. So, if it's going to be a bad day, it's going to be a rough week or maybe even a month, you can always bounce back from it, because there's always going to be those people that are going to say, you're not going to make it. Whenever I was being recruited, people would tell me, oh, you're never going to go Division I. You're too short. You're not from a big, city. I'm from St. Louis, but I was like, no, nobody's going to dictate what my life is going to be like. And I think that especially young girls, don't let no one tell you what you're going to do with your life. And don't let those people doubt you. Don't let them bring you down, because your worth is a lot more than you know.
Wow. I mean, Dane, we don't get speeches very often, man, but for real though, for real, I might that's another tattoo. I got another one now. Be stronger than the doubt. Like, you're giving me all these things I need to get. Like, I got some real estate I got to clear up, man. So I'm hearing that, and I like what you're saying though. It's funny because I'm kind of a low key Swiftie. I was watching this interview and she was like, "You say I can't do it, and then I'm gonna do it." So it's like, don't tell me I can't, because that just guarantees that I'm going to do it if you tell me I can't. And I love that fight, that fire that you're talking about. It's like a firecracker ready to pop off. Like, tell me I can't do it and watch what I do. That is my favorite personality type, Maddie, when it's like, say I can't, say I won't. And look what you've done. You have proved it. I don't know how anybody could prove you, doubt you, because I've watched you from day one. I'm like, wow, it's a stud. Whoever that person was not very intuitive to what you were going to become. So sorry about their luck, but I'm glad to see what you've become. And I just love the fight. Right, Dane? Just the fight in the center is awesome, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I mean, perseverance, resilience. I mean, all those things come to mind whenever you were telling us that, and it's made you a bigger than life figure whenever we watch you on the field, and we love it. We go to the games and you're not hard to spot with the hat on, and you're encouraging everybody. You're just a leader out there. Is the kind of leader everybody needs in a sport like you guys play. It's a high energy thing, and you're above that energy, raising everybody's level.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we love everything that you do out there on the field.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maddie, Dane and I have a saying as we kind of close, and we'll give you some time back in your night. Dane and I have a phrase that I guess we have a few phrases of our own that we've kind of gotten used to, but with people like you, the sport is in good hands. Not just the
Yeah.
sport, but female leadership. That is our focal
Yeah.
point of why we began doing this show. God bless us with daughters, and the world needs to know, say I won't do something, say I won't become president,
Yeah.
say I won't do this, that fight that you have, more girls need to have that instilled into them. So above all else, the great athlete that you are, above all that, thank you for being a role model. Not that anybody's perfect. Thank you for being a role model and inspiration that these next generation of girls can look to. I'm so glad my daughter has people like you look up to. So we owe you for
absolutely.
that. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That is so sweet.
All true, Maddie. As the kids say, big facts. I'm trying to be like hip and talk with my kids. I think I'm outdated. I don't know. But we appreciate you so much for coming on. We'll be watching the game tomorrow. Please let it be the first of many. You're an alum on the show. Once you come on, don't be a stranger. Let's keep in touch. And we'd love to have you back as time goes on and do it again sometime. Okay? So
yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you, Maddie. We'll see you tomorrow and good luck in the game. Okay? We appreciate
good luck.
you. So,
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a good night. So, Dan, I'm telling you, man, Maddie Espinosa, one of a kind. This the powerful leadership. No, it's second to none. What do you say, Dane?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, this sport is a like they say, it's full of failure. But if you have somebody with that kind of personality to lift you up, even when you're struggling, like she said, whether it's a game, a week, a month, or a year, stay positive and just pick yourself up. And when you have that kind of camaraderie that this WSU team has, they're destined for big things. So I look forward to seeing them in Oklahoma City, and I can't wait to go there and watch them myself.
Yeah. Well, she said, be stronger than the doubt. And that's something that gave me chills. We could just kind of feel that in the room, like, okay, be stronger than the doubt. Say that I can't do it and watch what happens. And again, I feel so sorry for whoever told her one day. They were so wrong. I mean, top of the top, world-class, world-renowned WSU softball. They just got the team under Coach B, just got their 700th win, man.
Yeah.
You're talking about elite of the elite. You mentioned the WSUs and the Oklahomas and the Oklahoma States and the Floridas and UCLAs. One breath, all these teams. Look at where she is now. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Oh yeah. And to be a vocal leader or any kind of leader on a club like that, it speaks volumes to the kind of character you bring to that group.
I mean, no disrespect to, but I love all the schools we've done and all that, but I almost think when you're saying it like this, she took it even a step farther. Hey, I'm going to be a leader at a world-renowned team. I'm not just going to be a leader in my local city, which we love. That'd be great enough. That'd be an accomplishment in itself. I'm going to be where people hear about me across the world. So I just, wow. Don't let the doubt cannot outshadow the belief. So I love that. Be stronger than doubt.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Coach B. Thank you, all of the WSU staff, and of course, Shocker Nation. You guys are a strong presence. I tell you what, because I do love you guys. When we were at the Oklahoma WSU game, there's a whole lot of black and yellow. I tell you what, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Once I quickly explained that I was rooting for both sides, everybody kind of stopped elbowing me. But there's a lot of Shocker Nation out there, so that was a great night, man. So I tell you what, on behalf of all of you listening, thank you for that. Next week's going to be a huge week.
Yeah.
Don't miss out. Dane and the Chaos Softball are playing this weekend. You guys are in Derby, Kansas, Dane, is that correct?
We'll be bouncing. I think mostly we'll be in Goddard, Kansas. So we'll start Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
You're expert vocalist. Dane will be calling those games live. I might stop by for a couple. So please tune into the Chaos Black page as they continue their trek for world domination at 14U softball.
The Chaos Gray will be 14A. We'll be at the A level this weekend, and it should be a tough test, but they'll get better, like they say. Be stronger than the doubt, like Maddie says.
That's awesome. I'm taking that, Dan. That's going to be my next tattoo. So I'll get something real cool, like an owl saying it or something, like a bird saying it. But on behalf of the show, guys, we appreciate you. As always, don't forget that we love you. And Dane,
thank you for listening.